children's story. It's time for children's story. Let's give God all the glory. It's time for children's story. We come to sit and listen and hear a Bible lesson. Let's give God all the glory. It's time for children's story. Come and listen, come and listen, come and listen. It's time for children's story. Come and listen, come and listen, come and listen. It's time for children's story.
Hello, everyone. This is the last week of March, and this month we have been talking about spring. So I figured I'd tell you a joke. Do you know what March flowers grow on faces? All right, I'll tell you. Tulips. Get it? Tulips. Oh, I guess no one found that funny. Well, anyway, let's get into what we're talking about today. So, we're going to be talking a little bit about change and someone who's always constant. Do you know anything that changes? Let's try to name a few things. The seasons. Winter changes to spring. Spring changes to summer. Summer changes to fall. And then fall changes back to winter, and we do it all over again. What else changes? Yes, caterpillars change into butterflies. Awesome. Can you think of anything else that changes? You change. We change. We don't look the same as we did when we were babies, as we do now, or even when we become adults or grandparents. Everyone looks different because they continue to grow. Do you know someone who doesn't change? Who is unchangeable and constant? That's right. God. He never changes. God is constant and unchangeable. So let's do a little bit of an experiment. I think this will help us understand this a little bit more. You see this cup? This cup has water. And this cup has oil. We're going to put food coloring in each cup and see what happens. Now, a good scientist always makes a guess before they do an experiment. What do you think will happen when we put food coloring in each cup? Well, let's find out. Let's start with the water. I'm going to mix the red food coloring into the water. What's happening? And we're going to mix the blue into it. It seems to be mixing in. All right, so now let's do the oil. What do you think is going to happen with the oil? Let's see. Is it going to be the same thing? That's strange. It's sinking all to the bottom. Why do you think that is? For those who are really into science, it's because food coloring is mostly made out of water, and oil and water don't really mix very well. It has to do with the kinds of bonds they have, but I'll let the real scientists be able to explain that a little bit more. When we look at the oil, unlike the oil didn't change. It still looks like oil. It still is oil. And the oil reminds me of God. God is constant and unchangeable. He cannot be moved. In the Bible, there's a verse that talks about God not changing. It says in Hebrew 13, verse 8, Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Remember that God is what? Unchangeable and constant. He wants to be in your life the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So, when things change, remember, you know God, and He cannot be changed. So He is still good, He is still powerful, He is still strong, He is still mighty, He is still enough to help you with any changes that may happen in your life.